Hey folks, my name is Adele Sakey and I'm a photographer based out of Boston, Massachusetts, soon to be New York City. And I'm here to show you some or all of, I guess, my camera equipment. Um, I just like to preface this by apologizing for the not so great quality since I'm going to be showing you my camera body and lenses and whatnot. I can't really be filming on it, so for now we're stuck with this fantastic MacBook Pro quality. So the first item I'm going to be showing you is my camera body. I shoot on a Canon 6D, which is a full frame sensor. And I upgraded from a Canon Rebel T5 last year, which is a crop sensor. And overall, I've been loving the improvement in quality and low light capabilities that the full frame sensor provides. And of the full frame sensors, the Canon 6D is a relatively affordable option, so I do recommend it. It's one of my most prized possessions. My go-to lens is a Canon 50mm 1.8. I use it a lot for concert photography because its wide aperture allows for me to compensate for low light and a fast shutter speed. I really also like experimenting with the depth of field for portrait work. And yeah, it's a fixed lens. My next lens is also a fixed lens. It is a Canon 85mm 1.8 lens. And I use this mostly for concerts where there is not a photo pit, so I'm shooting from the crowd, and I like it just because I can get a tighter shot. And yeah, it's really awesome. I also sometimes rent a 70 to 200mm 2.8 lens. I use it mostly for larger shows where I know I'm gonna need the extra zoom. For instance, I rented it for Boston Calling, which is a music festival here in Boston, and I rented it last week where I had a stadium show and a pavilion show. So the artists are a little further back on the stage, so it was awesome to have a little more zoom to get some tighter shots. As for flash, I have this Canon Speedlight flash. It's pretty user-friendly. It gets the job done. I didn't really want to invest in a high-end flash just because I don't use it that often. I've become accustomed to shooting in low light thanks to concerts, and for portraits I prefer natural light as opposed to studio lighting or flash. But in the cases where natural light is not a possibility, I have this flash. I also really like to experiment with prisms and jewel type objects. I place them in front of my camera lens and kind of distorts the light and gives the photos a cool effect. So you can kind of see how it works. Let me see if I can. Oh, hey. Yeah, so they're fun. And I mean, you can get really cheap ones if they don't break the bank. So for editing photos, I do use the Adobe Creative Suite, particularly Lightroom and Photoshop. So I'll typically do preliminary edits of an image in Lightroom, and then if I want to remove a distracting image or do a more advanced editing technique, I'll transfer the image to Photoshop where I'll edit there and then export, yada yada yada. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know.